This is Danielle over at the National Weather Service, and this is going to be the weekly weather briefing for today. Persistent heat continuing to be the main impact through next week. Rain chances will be relatively high today and tomorrow, but no real development until the late afternoon. So even though we do have those high rain chances, which would usually keep the heat index down, we're still going to hit some dangerous levels before those showers and storms develop. Looking ahead through the end of the month, it does look like excessive heat will persist through the end of the month. There's no significant pattern changes currently in the forecast. So this is going to be with us for a little bit longer. The good news is no new tropical development in the next 7 days. So here is the tropical weather outlook. You can see nothing out there other than Ernesto, and Ernesto's forecast to remain out over the Atlantic. So no significant threats to the local area. Today, there is an excessive heat warning in effect for the entire area. That goes through 6 p.m. this evening. It looks likely that we'll be issuing a heat advisory for most, if not all, of the area tomorrow, but we are still collaborating that with our neighbors. So we're going to have to send an afternoon update to the email list with whatever the final decision is. Like I said, right now it's looking like heat advisory. Current temperatures as of 1:30, generally in the low to mid 90s across the area, a couple upper 90s in there, but those heat index values are in that 110 to 115 degree range across a pretty big chunk of the area. So a lot of the area is already seeing those excessive heat conditions that were advertised in the warning. Looking ahead for tomorrow and into the weekend, maximum temperatures forecast in the mid to upper 90s each day. Heat index is forecast tomorrow to be in that 108 to 112 degree range across much of the area. So like I said, it's looking likely that we'll issue a heat advisory for most, if not all, of the area tomorrow. Saturday, similar story. Highs in the mid to upper 90s with heat index values approaching that 110 to 113 degree range across a bunch of the area. And then Sunday, it looks like the heat's really going to turn on again with highs in the upper 90s and heat index values approaching 115 degrees. Looks like generally across the I-10-12 corridor and up through Point Coupee Parish is where those highest heat index values are going to be. So potential for another excessive heat warning, it looks like, again on Sunday. Today's drought monitor update did expand the abnormally dry area a little bit farther south and made it a little bit wider. Unless we get any significant rain, which is not in the forecast, further expansion or intensification of that abnormally dry area is possible with next week's update. So we're keeping an eye on that because we know we haven't seen a whole lot of significant rain over the last couple weeks. Looking ahead into the following week, it does look like above normal temperatures are likely to continue through the end of the month. There's about a 50 to 60% chance of that. And because of that, excessive heat is also going to be a threat with a 20 to 40% chance of that excessive heat during the August 22nd through 28th timeframe. So again, the main takeaway here is potentially dangerous heat conditions will be with us at times through at least the end of the month. And then barring any significant rainfall, we are monitoring potential for drought conditions developing across portions of the area.